You reach for that cold, sweet tea, picturing a simple, refreshing drink. It's on every store shelf, a symbol of good times. But what if that familiar bottle is actually a sugar bomb, loaded with stuff your body doesn't need? Some of the biggest brands are playing a trick on your taste buds, selling you an unhealthy lie. Get ready to rethink every sweet tea you thought you knew. It's a huge problem hiding in plain sight. You see brewed tea on the label and you trust it, but a lot of these big companies are using that as a marketing trick. Inside the bottle, it's a totally different story. Instead of simple, real ingredients, they're often packed with insane amounts of sugar. We're talking more than a can of soda, plus preservatives, weird powders, and artificial flavors. It's less like real tea and more like a science experiment designed to get you hooked. So in this video, we're naming names. We've found 8 of the worst offenders on the shelves that you should definitely think twice about buying. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. We also found 3 great brands like Milo's that are the real deal. They're genuinely brewed and actually taste good without all the junk. Let's get started. Stop drinking these 8 sweet tea brands. So what are we really talking about here? It's the hidden junk. For example, one review pointed out that a bottle of Lipton sweet tea has more ingredients than Pepsi. We're talking 3 different preservatives and phosphoric acid. They even sneak in stevia, and it's not even a diet version. Brands like Pure Leaf and Gold Peak use similar acids to preserve the tea, which can give it an artificial, sour taste. It's a dead giveaway you're drinking something from a lab, not a kitchen. Number 1. Arizona Southern Style Sweet Tea. You know this one. The giant 99-cent can is a legend, and for many, it's pure nostalgia. The problem is, that's really all it has going for it. In blind taste tests, Arizona consistently falls flat. Critics point out that the tea flavor itself is incredibly weak, missing that bold, fresh brewed bite you expect. It ends up tasting more like slightly tea-flavored sugar water than an authentic Southern-style drink. If you're just in it for the memories, go for it. But if you want real tea, skip this one. Number 2. Gold Peak Sweet Tea. On the surface, Gold Peak looks pretty good. It only has 3 ingredients: brewed tea, cane sugar, and phosphoric acid. That last one adds a bit of sourness to the mix. But here's the problem. In multiple taste tests, many people found it way too sweet. Critics also point out that the tea flavor itself is weak, without any of the bold bite you expect. The verdict? It's more like a generic sweetened tea than a true Southern-style brew. It's a simple recipe, but it misses the mark. Number 3. Pure Leaf Extra Sweet Tea. Even the regular version of Pure Leaf is often called almost too sweet in taste tests. So when they add the word extra to the label, you know you're in trouble. How much trouble? A single bottle of their extra sweet tea packs a shocking 65 grams of sugar. That's more than double the entire recommended daily limit for an adult, all in one go. At that point, you're not drinking tea anymore. You're drinking liquid candy. But what happens when a brand tries to hide the sugar? That's where our next entry comes in. Number 4. Milo's Famous Sweet Tea. This one is a fan favorite, and honestly, it often wins taste tests. The reason is simple. It's made with just 3 ingredients: water, tea, and real cane sugar. In reviews, people rave that you can actually taste the tea. One taster took a sip and just said, "That's the one." But here's the trap. Real cane sugar sounds a lot better than corn syrup, but it's still just sugar. And Milo's doesn't hold back, so even an all-natural label can hide a sugar bomb. But what about the brands that claim to have no sugar? Number 5. Brisk Sweet Tea. This one tries to have it both ways, and that's the problem. It uses artificial sweeteners like sucralose, but the second ingredient is still high fructose corn syrup. Worse, there's no real brewing going on here. They use instant tea powder. When you look at the rest of the ingredients, phosphoric acid, caramel color, and a bunch of preservatives, it's clear what you're drinking. This isn't sweet tea. It's a tea-flavored soda, plain and simple. So what happens when a brand hides behind a healthy-sounding name? Number 6. Lipton Peach Sweet Tea. When you see a fruit flavor like peach, it should be a warning sign. It's often used to cover up an artificial taste, and Lipton's regular sweet tea tells the whole story. One taste test ranked it dead last, saying it didn't taste like sweet tea at all. It just tastes sweet. A look at the bottle reveals why. It has more ingredients than a can of Pepsi, packed with preservatives and phosphoric acid. The biggest surprise? They sneak in stevia as sweetener, even though it's not a diet drink. But not every unhealthy tea tastes this artificial. Our final brand to avoid looks pure and simple, but it's hiding its own secret. Number 7. Great Value Sweet Tea. This one proves that a simple label can be deceiving. While taste testers found it similar to Gold Peak, they said it was overwhelmingly sweet. The secret here isn't some crazy chemical, it's just a massive sugar overload. They also use a preservative that adds absolutely nothing to the taste, making it a classic example of a budget tea that prioritizes cheapness over quality. So that's the list of what to avoid. But now for the good news. What if you just want a real, honestly brewed sweet tea? We found 3 that are absolutely worth it. Number 8. Turkey Hill Southern Brewed Sweet Tea. This one often flies under the radar. It doesn't have a crazy ingredient list or a fancy label, which is exactly why it's on this list. It just blends in. In major taste tests, it often shows up as a contender, but never a winner, because at its core, it's just another sugary drink. The problem isn't one weird chemical. It's that it's a forgettable sugar delivery system disguised as real brewed tea. So that wraps up the brands to avoid, but now for the good news. 3 that are actually brewed. So after all that, what should you actually buy? The secret is surprisingly simple. Look for a short ingredient list. The best example is Milo's famous sweet tea. Its label is just filtered water, cane sugar, and tea. That's it. In blind taste tests, people rave that you can actually smell and taste real tea, not just sugar. 2 other solid brewed options are Gold Peak and Pure Leaf. They do add preservatives that can give them a slightly sour taste, which some people notice. It just goes to show, the closer you get to homemade, the better. Number 9. Tajava Original Black Tea. If you want to get as pure as possible, this is your answer. Tajava is for people who genuinely love the taste of tea itself, not just the sugar that comes with it. The ingredient list is as simple as it gets. Just filtered water and hand-picked black tea leaves from the island of Java. That's it. 0 sugar, 0 sweeteners, and 0 calories. It's a bold, clean, and honestly brewed black tea. For a true tea lover, it really doesn't get any better than this. Number 10. Just Iced Tea Honey Green Tea. If you like a little sweetness but want to skip all that refined sugar, this is a fantastic choice. It's USDA certified organic, which is a great start. But the real difference is how it's sweetened. With just a touch of real honey, not a ton of processed sugar. This gives it a light, clean flavor that actually lets you taste the green tea underneath. It's the perfect example of a bottled tea that feels both refreshing and honest. And that brings us to the final takeaway. Number 11. Uncle Lee's Organic Brewed Tea. This one really drives the point home. Simplicity is key. When a brand is USDA certified organic, you know they're serious about quality. It means the tea is grown without synthetic pesticides, resulting in a cleaner, more authentic flavor. Like the other good ones on our list, the ingredient list is short and sweet. Exactly what you want to see. It's a perfect final example of how choosing real, honestly brewed tea makes all the difference when you're at the store.